Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss, learn and understand about democracy in India. Before that, what we are going to discuss in this lesson is about the principles of Indian democracy, types of elections, process of elections, political parties in India, and examine the functions of political parties. Now I am going to adapt the method of KWL. What I know, what I want to know, and what I learned. So it is civics, lesson number 1, myself and family. Topic is democracy. What is democracy? Democracy is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Let us define democracy. Democracy is a system of government in which all the citizens of a country have right to participate in the decision-making process of the government. In the democracy, the people exercise their political power by means of election, through which they elect their representative. Then what are the principles of Indian democracy? The principles of Indian democracy includes universal adult franchise, religious equality, socio-economic equality, rule of law, and political equality. Now let us understand point by point, that is, what is universal adult franchise? India has adopted the principles of universal adult franchise, which is based on the principles of equality. According to this, every Indian citizen above the age of 18 years has the right to vote and participate in the governance of the country, irrespective of his or her caste, gender, or religion. Then what is the ultimate power in the Indian democracy? Lies with the people. They elect their own representatives through elections, either directly or indirectly, to run the government, who are in turn responsible for the welfare of the people towards the nation. Now let's understand what is election. An election is a competition between candidates of different political parties for the same position. The candidate who are not associated with any political parties for the same position, they are called independent candidate. Now next, we are going to study about the 3 types of elections in our country, India. First one is general election. Second is by-election. Third is midterm election. Then what is this general election? Students, these elections are held at regular intervals, usually once in every 5 years. These are held in all the region at the same time, but over a span of few days, the first general election was held in independent India in 1951. Then what is this by-election? By-election takes place to fill a vacant seat when a candidate who represents a constituency faces death or resigns during his or her tenure. These elections also take place when an elected member is declared disqualified from Lok Sabha or the state legislature. Then what about the midterm election? Midterm elections are held to form a new government if the Lok Sabha or the State Assembly has been dissolved before the completion term of 5 years. Midterm election took place in India in the year 1980, 1991, 1998 and 1999. Now, what are the process of election takes place in our nation? The Election Commission of India conducts the process of election. Each year, the entire country has been divided into a number of political units called constituencies. Then what is constituencies? India has 543 parliamentary constituency. The Delimitations Commissions amalgamates the boundaries of the constituency. Can you see the map of Karnataka where the yellow color says ST and the grey color says ST, yellow color is SC, and the other thing in the box is a Bangalore. Let us study about these constituencies are redrawn after each census so that an increase or decrease in the population of a region can be taken into account. The member of Legislative Assembly, MLAs, are the elected representatives of a constituency in a state legislature, while the member of Parliament are elected at the central level, that is MPs. In order to ensure equality, seats are reserved in the constituency for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and also for the other backward communities. Now let us understand what is manifesto. Before election, the political parties frame their programs and policies in the form of a document for the voters, which is called an election manifesto. It consists of the objectives and the set of promises to be fulfilled by the party if they come to power. Thus, it helps people to choose their own representative. There is to see how the leader is success in his rule. And for your reference, there is a election symbols are given in the slide. Please have a look. Why does this symbols do? These symbols play a very important, significant role during elections as the candidates are recognized on the basis of the symbol of the party to which they belong. Every political party has a party symbol approved by the Election Commission of India so that the party can be identified easily by the country people. For your information, here are the symbols of our nation. Then, how election campaign is taking place during the election time. An election campaign helps the candidate to canvass. Before election, it mainly involves the use of posters with photographs, symbols and promises made by the parties to seek votes. What is this public meetings? These public meetings are held where politicians and candidates explain their party promises, personal and party achievements and also criticize their opponent. Opponent means opposition parties on certain issues. And election campaign end before the election, that means 2 days before and 48 hours before voting. Then what is Election Commission? For your information, here is a building of Election Commission of India in Delhi. In order to conduct and supervise Parliament and state election, Article 324 of the Indian Constitution has established an independent constitutional body called the Election Commission of India. Its headquarters, Nirvachan Sadan, are located in New Delhi. The Election Commission is headed by the Chief Election Commission with 2 election commissioners. They are appointed by the President of India. The state election commissions consist of Chief Electoral Officer and a group of officials such as civil servants. Voter list are prepared by the commission where the names of the adult citizens of the nation are listed. It provides these citizens with identity cards. The citizens can cast their votes at the polling booth by showing their identity cards. These are the symbols of Election Commission of India. Then what are the rules and regulations should be followed by the parties? And candidates are expected to follow a model code of conduct during their election campaign. First point, the candidate should not appeal to the voters on communal lines. Second point, the candidate should not bribe or threaten the citizens for vote. Third point, any political party should not obstruct the procession and campaign of other parties. Fourth point, the campaigns rallies must not hinder free government of traffic. Now next we are going to learn about casting the votes. These are the 3 new technology adapted for election period. EVM is there, ballot box is there, and also to cast the vote machine is there. So let us learn about that. Earlier, voting was done by putting a stamp on the ballot paper, but nowadays electronic voting machine EVM, the process is simplified. The voters are required to press the button against the name of the candidate of their choice. Then the ballot boxes are sealed and brought to the counting centers assigned to each region. Then the maximum number of votes is declared as the winners. The elected person will become a representatives in Lok Sabha or State Assembly on behalf of his or her constituency. Now how the government is formed? Let us learn. Formation of the government. The political party that gets the maximum number of votes in an election is known as the majority party. It becomes the ruling party which forms the government. The political party which secures the second largest number of seats in Lok Sabha forms the opposition party. Next comes the political parties. The symbols are there. Have a look. According to the criteria set by the Election Commission of India, a party becomes a national party when, first point, it possesses at least 6% of total valid votes polled in minimum states in a general election to the Lok Sabha or State Legislative Assembly. Second point, it has recognition as a state party in at least 4 states. Third point, it secures minimum 2% seats in Lok Sabha. These members should be elected from at least 3 different states. Now let us study about the state or regional party. A state or regional party functions in a few states. They exist in the form of small regional parties. A political party is recognized as a state party. First one, it secures at least 6% of the valid votes polled in the state in a general election, either to the House of People or to the Legislative Assembly of the state concerned. Second point, it wins at least 2 seats in the Legislative Assembly of the state. Third point, it wins at least 3% of the total number of seats in the state legislative assembly. Example, Telugu Desam of Andhra Pradesh, or All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kalagam of Tamil Nadu, and Shiromani Akali-Dal of Punjab. Now let us understand about how it functions. The political parties. They contest election, only nominate worthy candidates who have a better chance of winning. Second point, they conduct election camp for their candidate. They help in the formulation of public opinion. They also give expression to the public opinion and present it before the government. Fourth point, the party which wins the majority in the election forms the government. Fifth point, they enhance unity among different parts of the country and support the spirit of national integration. Now, what are the roles of opposition parties? Opposition parties plays a very important role in a democracy. They act as a watchdog on the ruling party to ensure the country's growth. They question the government's decision and action and also raise new issues for consideration in the legislature. Also, they criticize the policies of the government which are considered to be detrimental to the nation and its people. They pressurize the government to work for the welfare of the people. Thus, they act as a check on the functioning of the party in power. You can just go through the map which is given in the slide. Zoom it and see. Now, what is the role of law? The Constitution of India considers every individual to be equal before the law. No individual is above the law of the land. Let's understand what is social, economic, religious and political equalities. In India, the citizens have been granted social, economic, religious and political equality by the Indian Constitution. There should be no discrimination on the basis of caste, gender, creed, religion or place of birth among the individuals. Economic equality implies the provision of equal employment, opportunities and fair wages to all. The Constitution seeks to ensure that no worker is exploited by any employer. The Government of India implements various laws to protect the rights of the Indian citizens. Also, each and every Indian citizen has the right to participate in the political system of the country, so that everyone, each individual is having equal rights. Thank you for listening this PPT. Students, please listen, learn, write and understand.